Yes, we're live. Hi, everyone. Good evening, good morning to people who are joining in. Welcome to this session. If you're here, just quickly introduce yourself on the chat and let us know your name and the city that you're from. Just a quick icebreaker to know you guys. And if you can, also maybe rename yourself so that we know your name. My name is Aparna. I'm going to be your host for today, and I'm streaming from Bangalore. Hi, Sarabjit. Good evening. Like always, we see you in a lot of webinars. Nice to have you once again. Ranjit, hi. Good evening. There's still more people who are joining in, and we're also streaming live on YouTube. So in case you're joining us there, please leave us a hi on the live chat. Hi, Shruti. Hi, Han. Brenda, good morning to you. Lenny, good morning to you. Nice to have you. Luis from Mexico. Nice. Utpal, good morning to you, I guess. Billy, hi from Philippines. Okay. Okay. Swati from Pune. Someone from Raleigh. Okay. Titus from Ghana. Nice to have you guys. Yes, Jata, good afternoon to you as well. Nice to have you guys. Okay, Gils from Canada, good morning to you. People on YouTube, just leave us a hi. Let us know you're here. Bari from Indonesia, Simeon from Liberia. Okay, amazing. People from different countries today. Great, great. From Gambia. Okay, interesting. So we all know why we are here, right? So you want to understand what you can do next after you are ITIL certified, or you're not certified yet, but you just like to understand how you can leverage this, right? And what your opportunities are ahead of the certification. So that's the agenda for today's session. We'll help you understand the various pathways that you can follow. We'll also give you a roadmap, and towards the end, we will also address a few questions that you may have with regards to your career, right? So during the course of the session, make sure you are interacting with us on the chat and also using the Q&A box to post any questions that you may have, and we'll have our expert answer them to you towards the end. And remember that the Q&A box is public, so you will be able to see questions that anyone can post. Yeah. So if you already see a question, just wait. Remember, your question will be answered. Yeah. And please do not post the question once again, and definitely not on the chat box, because I may miss it. And right. And I may not be able to pass it on to our speaker. Yeah. So if you're here, please let me know your name and the city once again. Yeah. Yeah. Great. Someone from Congo, someone from the UK, more from Canada. Nice to have you guys as well. Okay, great. So remember, these are the ground rules. I get these questions very, very often, and I don't want to be answering them again and again, because the purpose of the session is to not just gain the certificate. You would want to understand how or understand more about the certification and also your career pathways after, right? So that's the purpose. So make sure your goal is clear and you also dedicated and concentrated around what's happening in the session. You're not having discussions and distracting the other learners. Yes. So you will receive a follow-up email containing the link to this recording along with a webinar certificate, right? So how you can get this certificate is through a poll we'll launch towards the end, the fag end of the webinar before we close. Okay, so don't ask me question again around, oh, okay, when do I get my certificate? So you will receive it in the next 24 hours along with the link to the recording of this session. Yeah, and how you can use this certificate is share it on social. You may also tag our speaker and let your network know that you attended this session as well. Okay, great. So if the ground rules are clear to you guys and everyone else who has introduced themselves, thanks so much. If these rules are clear, just give me a thumbs up. Remember, you are going to be interactive. If you have questions, you use the Q&A box. okay? And you will receive a certificate, but in the next 24 hours. And how you submit your name is through a poll. Yeah? Yes, not right now. Are you clear with the ground rules? We'll do this towards the end, the fag end of the session, not right now. Yes? Yes. Okay. Amazing. Everyone else, just quick yes if you understood what I just said. Yeah. And make sure your questions are relevant to what is being covered. You may have multiple other questions about, maybe another certification that you wanted to pursue, but let's keep it relevant to ITIL today. Yes? Yes. Okay. Amazing. Great. 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 Thanks so much for your confirmation. So just so that we know you a little better, I'm going to be launching a couple of polls, one around your work experience, another one around, your ITIL journey, basically. So let me just launch the first one. And remember, if you're watching us on YouTube, you won't be able to access the poll. You can use the live chat to respond. Yes. So just use the poll. It would have popped up on your screen. Yeah. And let me know your response. Okay. And just remember this, any poll, make sure you answer quickly, right? So that you don't miss out on that opportunity to interact with us, to let us know about your profile. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to keep it live for another 30 seconds. Barry, thanks so much for your confirmation. Carol, nice to have you as well. People who are just joining in, we're about to get started. We're just collecting information, more information about you. So let us know about your work experience. And this is overall work experience, not related to IT service management or the domain as such. This is overall work experience. Okay, Shine, I'm looking forward to your response on the poll. Yes, yes. Okay, great. So I think this is pretty evident. About half of you are experienced. You carry a lot of experience, more than 5 years of work experience. So, which also brings us to the next question, which is whether you are ITIL certified or not. Yeah. So I'm just going to be launching that as well very quickly. Yes. So just give us a yes or a no, or let's say your training is complete and you get to take your exam. Whatever the case is, just let us know your response. And people on YouTube, this is your question. Just let us know on the chat. Okay, and make sure you interact with us, because that's how you're going to learn and gain the maximum out of the session. Yeah. That's okay. Remember, the session is being recorded, so do not worry if you miss anything. Utpal, we'll take your question towards the end. Do not worry. Or it may be answered, while we're doing the session. So, yeah. Okay, great. I think this response is also pretty clear. Yes, I'm just going to stop the poll here. We'll keep it live for just a minute because we need to get started. Yeah, it's a lot of you are still not certified. And some of you are, but yeah, majority of you are not ITIL certified yet. And I'm assuming you would like to understand your options before you make a decision, right? Okay, so I'm sure this session will give you that clarity. So with this thought, let's just quickly get started and let me introduce Simplilearn to you. And after this, I'll hand it over to our speaker for today and also introduce him. Simplilearn offers skills in various domains, and you can upskill yourself in pretty much any tech domain, whether it's AI, ML, whether it's data science, generative AI. We also have courses around, of course, IT service management. We've also got certifications in project management. So you can head to simplylearn.com and check out our portfolio of courses. And particularly today, because we're focusing on ITIL certifications, we'll take you through and help you understand in depth about the ITIL 4 Foundation certification course. Yeah. And we'll also help you understand how the PeopleCert membership might help you in your journey. So we'll do this towards the end and also help you understand the enrollment steps in the certification course. Yeah. So with that, let me introduce you to our speaker, Satya, who was kind enough to accept our invitation to speak and pass his knowledge on to you learners. So he's got more than 20 years of experience in the technical and project management industry, and in the last 13 years particularly, he spent a lot of time developing and teaching a lot of learners like you and helping them upskill in various domains and certifications, right? So in his current role, Satya actually is a part of the PeopleCert IP and certifications team. He is particularly responsible and handles the APAC region. Welcome, Satya. I'd like you to introduce yourself as well, and then we'll get started with the session.
Thank you, Aparna. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all people who have joined from various parts of the world. Uh, Thank you for joining at this time. My name is Satya Mishra, and I come from Delhi, India. Uh, Already you can see on the screen the experience I have. So my experience has been more on the maximum of the experience, if you can say, from the 20 years I've spent more on the educational front, promoting the skill development programs, certifications, professional certifications. I have worked with the MNCs of the world like Nokia, Telnor, IBM, Huawei, in a lot of various categories, right? As a program manager, as project manager, as technical engineer, starting from my career. At this moment, what I'm doing is I'm support with PeopleCert. I'm helping in growing the business and IT certifications for them in India and APAC region, right? Welcome to this webinar, and hopefully will be able to take care of your questions and answer whatever doubts you have with respect to your career prospects. Like I can see you 49% of you are beyond 5 years of experience, whereas 76% of you have not taken the certifications. So when you go out of the session today, I would like to reverse this and let's see if we can do that. Okay, welcome again. Thank you very much.
Great. So I think with that, let's jump right in and understand how one can pursue or what are a learner's next steps. Someone had a question. I'm just going to address that here. Yes, initially we had this plan of doing how one can pass the ITL exam, but a better way of helping you guys learn or helping you guys understand about ITIL is to understand the next steps. What exactly are the tangible next steps for you in your career, right? So that is why we changed this agenda and made sure that it adds more value to the learners and just talk about the exam, right? So that's the agenda of this webinar, and I'll just let you take over here, Satya. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you. So guys, we are talking about ITIL. We are talking about ITIL career paths. And you already have a question on in the Q&A which talks about ITIL expertise in BA and PM roles. But what is ITIL, right? And before we could talk about careers, like we are all professionals. We are working professionals, and we always tend to think about our careers, right? But when you tend to think about your career, you always take one step back and see whether what you're going to learn is good or bad for you. And so you need to understand that concept also, whether that is accepted, whether it is giving some value to your organization, whether your enterprise customers or your employers will accept that or not. So for that, we will take one step back and understand what is ITIL first of all, right? ITIL stands for Information Technology Infrastructure Library, right? It is a library of well-known set of IT best practices. Right? It is a framework, right? ITIL is a framework, and you can see it. We have highlighted that it is an adaptable framework. That means depending on the needs of the organization, it can be adapted, right? And why we have taken into the digital era? Because we are into the current digital transformation phase. So ITIL of PeopleCert is designed in such a way it can fit into wherever you want it to be in the managed services space. And it is not organization specific, neither it is technology specific. It can be used in any organization you want. It can be used in the financial sectors, it can be used in the hospitality sectors, in the IT sectors, wherever you have got service deliveries as an option, right? Where you are delivering some values to your or customers or to the businesses, you can take this framework and try to fit in your services there, right? So what ITIL helps you? It helps you align your services with the customers and businesses. It helps you to create, deliver, and support your services, streamline your operations. That's the main objective why enterprises will be actually going forward and trying to ask you whether you are ITIL certified or not, because it streamlines their operations. It helps you understand what the your customers, your stakeholders, what they need, what kind of services at the right time, right cost. So the stakeholder management is there, right? Plus, in the highest pace of the changes in the digital world, what you need to do. So there is a certification called HVIT. So what you need to do, what framework we can help you. So the framework is ready. The everything is available. You just need to bring in, fit in your organization and try to map in the concepts. That's what is ITIL all about. Can we move next, please?
Yes, yes, of course.
Sure. Now, if we are talking about ITIL, right, then there should be certain objectives. We cannot learn anything without any objective, right? Next two steps, please, on the slide deck. The first one is delivering value, right? Any product or services that generates value to the customer, and you can see value is bold. Now, how is this value important? Think of anything you are doing it today, whether you are going to purchase a mobile phone, whether you are taking a taxi to the airport, you always will like to see the value of that product, value of that service. Will you like to use a taxi which does not provide value? Think of this, right? So the end goal of ITIL is also on the similar lines. It always tries to create products or services which gives value to the customer. Okay. The next point is the value has to be transmitted to the customer effectively. You cannot want the customer to be now again put yourself in the customer and say, okay, I booked a taxi, but you're not able to the amount, you don't know what amount to pay, and suddenly the taxi charges you very high amount, right? So you don't want that to happen. So that is what the value has to be transmitted to the customer effectively. Now, this framework is built in such a way that it helps you put into this. Let's discuss little more steps on with respect to the value of this product, right? Because, and why I'm taking this is we'll come to the end when we are discussing about this towards our career paths. We'll see how each of this is fitting to our purposes. Okay, next slide, please.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Now we talked about value, right? Because that is the most important, and value of anything which is product or services is surrounded by four different aspects, which we call the four dimensions. If you see here, it talks about organizations and people, the IT, information technology, the value streams and processes, and your partners and suppliers, right? In an organization, so you want to create your product, you want to create your services, encompassing the value of that product or the services, but it is dependent on these four dimensions, right? And surrounding them are external factors, which are political, economical, social factors, technological factors, legal factors, and environmental. This is the four dimensions of a service management.
Mm.
Now, this, what we are saying to you, each of this, somewhere or the other, is related to your ITIL framework. And here it is where you have to step in, learn about them so that you can optimize your way of delivery and the customer value to that. Again, I'll go to the example of a cab, right? You are taking a cab service and think of the cab service, right? When you're booking a cab, what you're looking at? You are looking at, okay, what kind of cab is available? Whether you need an SUV, whether you need a hatchback, whether it is a sedan, you need a luxury ride, what kind of requirement is there, right? Then come take to the next step, okay? How much money it is charging you? Are you able to see the money? What is the rating of the driver in that? Is the driver good? Is the driver bad? Right? Is the taxi coming? What is the time it takes to come to you for picking up? Is it taking 1 hour? It's taking 5 minutes. It's taking 10 minutes. Everything is well. So that is what is creating a value system here, right? And in each of this, right? Each of this partners, suppliers, everybody is integrated, right? Take Again, we'll take an example of a mobile phone, right? Now, let's say somebody is manufacturing a mobile phone, and the value of that mobile phone is not only calls and but there's a camera which is there, the quality of the camera. Now you can see many companies coming forward and saying, okay, that camera is sponsored by Sony. Sony Pixel is there, right? Now that means the camera quality is being sponsored by Sony. The chip is by Qualcomm, right? That means this is a co-creation of the value from different organizations coming together to give a deliver customer service. So that is what is value we are talking about. And that is the fourth dimension of this. I'll take a small pause here. Any queries till now? Any doubts?
Maybe if you guys have questions, use the Q&A box.
Yes, please. Yeah.
But maybe one question that the learners may have is so could you just describe value maybe in a real life scenario where, say, we are in an IT service kind of a setup, and how does value translate to there? I mean, you did give an example of cab service and also other examples, but maybe just to like break it down for learners, just for them to understand how this applies in a real
See,
life scenario. Yeah.
in a real life scenario, value, it means value is every time you require, not only in a professional world, in a personal space also value is required. It can be qualitative, it can be quantified also. It is dependent on that.
Yeah.
Wherever our end, what we said, we need a customer satisfaction. Now, what needs the customer has some requirements.
Yeah.
You process your services,
Yeah.
you try to give it some value addition,
Yeah.
and the customer is happy.
Correct.
That phase, what makes your customer happy, right? And the customer is satisfied over the requirements. That
Yes.
is a value we are giving it.
Got it. Got it. So yeah, it can be subjective or it can be just black and white. Yeah, it can be.
Black and white, yeah. So anything, again, I'll come back because a lot of this we have, if you are in the automobile sector, think about the cars which are coming out,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Now, each of these cars, if you see now, every individual, other than the engine, you are not looking at the engine anymore. You're looking, okay, does it have an ADAS feature? Does it, how many airbags are there? What is the sound system in it? What is the LCD inside that? Does
Yes.
it have an Android or app? Now think of this. Each of this is itself providing a value to an end customer's requirement. Now, for me, it can be, okay, I need safety first. So I need this is this X. For me, sound may not be a value for me.
Yes.
But
Yes.
for you, it can be, okay, my sound system has to be very good, right?
Mhm.
So that is what the value is, right?
Yes.
What is your requirement, what you're expecting, and that is how the companies, organizations are coming together, collaborating with each other to provide that value.
Mhm. Understood. Great. Thanks. Thanks for answering that. Let's proceed. Maybe if you guys have questions, you know what to do. I'm just going to head to the next slide. Yeah.
Sure. Now, since we have now discussed about value, let's talk about ITIL, where it fits in this value system, value chain, right? Because ultimately you are here in this webinar to hear about ITIL pathways, right? Career pathways. Now, what we will do, we will try to fit ITIL into this value system, and then we'll see how it is mapping to our career. That is what we are trying to look at. Okay, next slide, please. So what you're seeing on your screen is the ITIL-4 certification scheme. This is called the ITIL-4 certification scheme, right? The most bottom line, which you see, is called ITIL Foundation. It is the most basic certification, which is ITIL Foundation, which gives you an overview of the IT service management, right? What sub four dimensions are, what is the service value system, the service value chain, the management practices in it. So it gives a small brief on everything, right? And you can, once you complete your ITIL foundation, now you are opened up to the n number of other certifications which are available, right? So I'll start with the practice manager certifications, which you can see on the left-hand side box. There is something called ITIL for practice manager. Now, practice manager is a designation. It is not a certification exam you are giving. It is a designation, right? ITIL Foundation is the name of the certification exam, but ITIL for Practice Manager is a designation. Now, inside in under that, what are the certifications available? So one of them, if you see the smaller boxes, it says service desk, incident management, problem management, service request management, monitoring and event management. Now, hear these words and how it says service desk. Now, any customer complaints or anything what you receive, how do you handle that? How it goes? Any incident being reported, how is it being handled? Right? Everything now you see is to the front end is the customer point, how it is being done. So all these are five individual certifications of practice manager, which are the monitor support fulfill is an package of five certifications. So you can take individual certifications, or you want to take the no, I am okay with the complete thing. So it's a complete package. You can go for one certification, which is monitor, support, and fulfill, which will have all the aspects of these five certifications together. So you need to give only one exam here. Whereas if you want to go, no, my job role is only related to incident management. So you'll go with incident management certification. Now, the practice manager certifications are actually related to your job role, what you are doing. Hear this carefully, because there was a question with respect to BA and PM role. The job roles you are currently, each of this practice manager will be related to the job role you are doing in, because that is directly related to what you are practicing in your organization with your employer.
Yeah.
Right? Then comes, you move ahead in the ladder, which talks about, again, a managing professional designation. Now, in under that, there are four certifications: direct plan improve, HVIT, drive stakeholder value, create, deliver, and support. This is at a level when you are into the system for 5-6 years now. You understand the IT framework. You want to move up ahead in the ladder and talk about, okay, I need to grow the prospects, grow in my career. I need to take these certifications, right? Now, HVIT, like we take fast track digital environment. So changes are happening, how to do that. So HVIT certification takes care of that. Drive stakeholder value, it takes care of your stakeholder environment. Who are your stakeholders? How do you manage your relationship around that? All that aspects are covered here. The final is a strategic leader designation. Now, strategic leader talks about DPI and DITS. It is primarily for people who are business leaders, who own business budget responsibilities. So the CXOs of the company, they own that. So that anybody who completes ITIL for practice manager designation, managing professional designation, and strategic leader designation will get an ITIL for master designation. This is the highest number of the highest level of the designation in the ITIL 4 scheme, which says in your profile that you have an earned and mastery in ITIL 4. And globally, we have around 1,500 to 1,800 people who are ITIL 4 master. So you can see this, that if you slowly, and to achieve ITIL 4 master, you need not complete all ITIL 4 practice manager. Any one of the package is okay for that. For you can complete monitor, support, fulfill, plan, implement, control, or collaborate, assure, improve. Any one of them you can do, but you have to complete all of the designations: ITIL for managing professional and ITIL for strategic leadership, right? There are some extension modules also which are available on the left hand side. You can see IT asset management, because this has been newly added. It talks more about, because if you are understanding, right? If you are understanding the into the IT environment, the assets are the most important thing within that, right? So that's why the IT asset management is there. Business relationship management, cloud services, acquiring and managing cloud services, and sustainability in digital IT. These are the four extension modules available. It is up to you depending on the requirement, because depending on the job role, you can take it up.
Got it. Got it. So just to address this question, now are these so all these five course are these separate courses, or
Yes.
is it a bundle of just one course that is monitor, support, and fulfill, and then there's another course that's plan, implement, and control?
So
Yeah.
what PeopleCert has done is
Mhm.
PeopleCert has provided both the options. Now,
Okay.
anybody wants to take only service decks, they can take one. So each of these is an individual career exam itself.
Okay.
Service decks can be individual. So he says, okay, I only deal with service decks and incident management. So you can go with only two certifications. But
Hmm.
if anybody wants to do a monitor support fulfill, he will have an expertise on all of these five. That is a single examinations covering five practice managers.
Mhm. Mhm.
So both the options are there. So somebody can go with individual certifications, or somebody can go with a package of certifications.
Got it. Got it. Got it. All right. So let's proceed and
Okay. Now, since we know these certifications, right? Now see this number here. 99% of the enterprises we are talking about have integrated ITIL into their IT operating module, right? And I will show you this numbers going forward, how it has been done. 83% of the Fortune 500 companies is using ITIL 4 framework. Our framework, they are using it. That means people are accepting ITIL framework because they understand that it is a need of the hour, right? The company's sustainable growth, innovation agenda is also supported here, right? Now, I'll show you a survey which was done by PeopleCert. Can we move to the next slide, please? Okay. Here is a result of a survey. This survey was executed on 1500 IT managers with budget responsibilities, like the CIOs of the world, right? People who have responsibility of budgets. A survey was done to ask them, how does ITIL help them in their enterprise segment? And you can see the results here in front of you. 80% believed that it ensured continuous business operations. Now, see, think if you are an owner of an organization, what you need to see that your 80% of your business continuity remains, and the ITIL is helping it. So why you will not accept it, right? 84% believed this framework attracted and retained the ITIL talent within it, right? 81% safeguarded the business continuity, right? 59% believe that it optimized and enabled the partner supply ecosystem. 70% believed it reduced the IT operational cost. 73% believe that it accelerated the service quality and experience. 75% believe that it increased the speed of the automation and innovation. Now, we are not talking about, this was a survey, and this is people from the industry who said this, right? That means now the reason for bringing out the survey in front of you is there is a need for ITIL in the industry. There is a requirement, and we will prove that also when we are reaching towards the end of the seminar. We will prove the requirements also, right? But there is a need because organizations believe that people, if ITIL framework is adopted in their organization, then it is helping them. It is helping them grow. It is helping them optimize their resources, optimize their costs. Okay.
got it. All right. Should I move ahead
Yes,
to
please. Yeah.
slide one?
Let's
Yeah.
move to the next. Now, here we come, where we are now trying to, whatever we have said now, how it is going to your mapping to your certification, your career pathways, right? So we have selected few job roles for you, And we will see how this job roles, this boxes of ITIL certifications can be mapped. Can we move to the first one, please?
Yes, of course.
The first one we brought in here was ITIL Foundation. This is the base foundation, right? Now the foundation for ITIL, we saw the certification scheme in front of you, and you saw that ITIL Foundation is the base. Now the foundation can be ITIL 4 Foundation, which is at the fourth level version, or it can be an ITIL V3 Foundation also. Last year, PeopleCert announced that anybody with an ITIL V3 foundation is eligible for the next higher level modules. So if anybody in this group who is ITIL V3 certified, remember you can now take up new certifications. So that is what is it. And why foundation is required? Foundation is required to enhance your first basic understanding of IT service management, what it talks about, why it is important, what are the overviews, to go through that, right?
Yes.
Next, please. So the first career path we have chosen for you is a software engineer career path. If you are a software engineer, or if you want to be a software engineer, what certification path should you choose? The first, and remember, this is not created by me who is into business domain talking about. It has been created by subject matter experts, talking to the industry, mapping the job roles, talking to them, okay, across various functions, domains, verticals. So it's what is required, right? So the software engineer, what for them was HVIT, the first preference, and the second was plan, implement, and control. Plan, implement, control comes under the practice manager designation.
Yes.
HVIT was under the managing professional designations, if you remember, right? And if you remember, we talked about a fast growing mechanism, speed in this digital era, everything is changing so far, how to adapt that. HVIT is the certification which will help you for that, right? Now in plan, implement, control, there are 5 practices within that, which are change enablement, deployment management, release management, service configuration management, and IT asset management, right? To the first question which Utpal asked, Utpal, I think now some words is answering you. If you are in the project management role, what is helping you? Here are some of this: deployment management, change enablement, release management, service configuration management, IT asset management, right? And additional certifications which we are recommending is, it can be a DITS, it can be a practice manager's security management, because now we are talking about lots of security aspects, or a DevOps foundation, right? In the DevOps world, PeopleCert also is the owner of DevOps Institute. We have around 12 plus certifications from DevOps on DevOps. So DevOps Foundation is one of the certifications which we are recommending. Can we move to the next, please? Next is for people who are in the beginning of the career, which is a system engineer, for example, what you should do. Again, first one is drive stakeholder value. Learn the stakeholder relationships, how to enhance them, how to maintain them, because stakeholders are a most important part in the value system. If you don't have stakeholders, if your stakeholders are not happy, your value won't be completed. Your value chain won't get completed, right? And your service delivery will remain incomplete. So stakeholders are important, right? Internal, external, both stakeholders are important. So drive stakeholder value. Now, again, because you are in the early phases, plan, implement, control is important for you. Where is change enablement, deployment, release management, service configuration management, and IT asset management. And the third one is acquiring and managing cloud services, because you are into system engineer, right? An extension module is being suggested, which talks about how to improve customer services in overall in the service relationship with managing the clouds. Okay. Now the recommended certifications are CDS, Create Deliver Support, HVIT, or Monitor Support Fulfill. But the top line is a certification which you are saying, okay, this, if you do this, then you are in the service engineer certification path, or the job role you are in. Next, please. Information technology manager, IT manager, the most important designations which you will have across all industries, right? One IT manager or two IT managers, couple of will be there. Again, DSV, monitor support fulfill. Now, why monitor support fulfill is that if you see, read through the practice managers in that: incident management, service desk, service request management, monitoring event management, problem management. If we have any IT managers here, in our webinar, they will understand all of this in a day-to-day life. They practice this, right? So problem management or service request management, SR management. So everything is done by them. So that's why this is important, right? Then we have plan, implement, control again coming here. Recommended certifications, DPI, collaborate, assure, improve. Now, collaborate, assure, improve. You see the certifications there. Relationship management, supplier management, service level management, continual improvement management. An IT manager also talks to the suppliers. IT management talks about relationships, talk to various verticals around him who take support from him, right? That's why this is important. And the final is again acquiring and managing cloud services. The next one, please. Finally, we have something on the project manager, and that was the first question which had come in. Now, the project manager, see, we have got Prince2 7, which is one of the world's largest project manager certifications. And this is approved by a lot of government organizations. We have been able to run Olympics built on project Prince2 framework. This is again a project management framework, Prince2 7 Foundation. It is in its 7th version, and Prince2 7 Practitioner. And then the third one here from ITIL side is DPI, Direct Plan and Improve. Here, what it talks about is manage organizational change and align the business and the IT strategies while promoting the collaboration and continuous improvement. That's why DPI is important. That's why it is brought here in the project manager level. And additional certifications, HVIT, change enablement, collaborate, assure, and improve is there. Now, this question would come in mind if I, as an individual, okay, we have one more certification. This is an important one. Next one, please. If you are choosing a consultant path, you want to be a consultant, right? So what you need to do? DITS, which is at the highest level of certification with the digital and IT strategy. If you remember who the business users or the business owners do that, the CXO levels. So you have DITS and you have sustainability in digital IT, right? Additional is DPI, DSV, and you have collaborate, assure, and improve, right? But what I was discussing here is, let's say I'm a project manager or I am a software engineer. I'm already doing this work. Why certification is required? What do you think? Why certification is required? Any answers to this?
Again, I think it goes back to the value that you mentioned, I guess, to understand how we can deliver value to a customer, maybe.
Exactly. You're right, Panna. See, I might be a very good project manager. I am good at implementing things. My customers are happy. My boss is happy. I manage my projects well, all that. But how do I showcase to the external world that I'm a good project manager? Or if I'm applying for a job, how would I display this? They would not know about what I have done in my existing job role. The certification helps you for that. A certification is actually a credential to show that, hey, I am what I'm doing is at my best, and I know the subject well. I can do it for you, right? So when you are applying for jobs, when you're talking to people, if you are a certified holder, they value you the most. They know that, hey, this person has actually gone through the subject, certified himself, and will be able to implement it in a good way in the organization. Okay.
All right.
One more. Let's move to the. We have some questions. I will take it up later if you.
Yes,
Is you're
we
okay?
can take
Yeah,
it up later after we're done
sure.
explaining these certifications. Yes.
So these are some other certifications like we discussed about. You can think about that, go through that. You can browse through these certifications first. You can see why we brought this together here is IT service management. It is into services, project management into project. Integrating together here is DevOps, right? You're developing and you're handling operations together. So DevOps is coming here. Agile project management is also there. So if you know, try to mix all of this together, you will be at your best in that, because you are, and these are all frameworks like we discussed about. These are all frameworks. These are globally recognized frameworks which have been created after a lot of deliberations. So this is nothing new, or you might be practicing it, but you might get fine-tuned of what you are doing so that you can improve yourself. That's what this will bring in. Yeah, next one, please.
Got it.
Finally, I said that we will try to prove you that this is a requirement in the market. ITIL, we said that, okay, enterprises are listening. Enterprises say ITIL is a requirement. In our survey, the business owner said, yes, ITIL is helping us. But here what is, people from who are joining from outside India, they will not recognize this. Naukri is a job portal, NAUKRI. This is an Indian job portal. It helps people in professionals browse through the jobs. It is one of the largest. So what I have done here is I have just put in the search button ITIL, and you can see the number of jobs available. And this was done today afternoon. You can see the number of jobs mentioned there. And you can see the years of experience. It starts from 0 years to any years.
Yeah.
So across thing, and this has 28,000 plus,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
28,000 plus jobs are available. 28,126, to be precise, jobs are available in the market. Now, if jobs are available, that means there is a requirement for this. Now you can see the certifications. We talked about practice manager, release manager, change management, right? Little below it was incident management. So if you have those kind of certifications, then you know what is the employer requesting for, and you can apply for it. Now, the end goal for all of our professionals is having a good career, right? And now, if you want to have a good career, what we need to do, like I said, I began my webinar is we need to step one step back and see whether this is good, whether this is required in the industry, whether it is accepted or not. We have covered everything now. Yes, this is accepted by the industry. We showed the survey. This is good because PeopleCert is one of the best in this world. And then we have jobs available in the market for this. Requirement is there. So if this is there, why not take up these certifications?
Got it. All right. So I think that explains why certifications are really valuable to your profile, and also explains that there is definitely demand for these certifications, right? So I know that we have some questions here before we head to the next one that we're about to ask you. Let me quickly address Utpal's question. So Utpal had this question about how you integrate the expertise in ITIL with his business analyst, or I am assuming a product manager role. So how does one do that?
See, Utpal, the practice manager certifications which I talked about, right? Those will clearly fit in your requirement to your PM role, which is a project management or a product management role or a business analyst role, right? Because here, what you're doing, you're analyzing and all that stuff. But yes, your specialist modules help you to deep dive. For example, if you're into the business analyst role, you need to understand what your stakeholders are doing, right? What the relationship between your stakeholders. So all these kind of certifications will actually, ITIL expertise will help you co-create that value, bring out that value from them.
Right. Got it. Now, so Simon has a question. So how does ITIL really fit into a sector where there's no digital divide? I mean, there's not much digital transformation yet happening. So how does one fit in and upskill and maybe also find opportunities in such a sector?
Simon, I'm not sure because everything now we see here is somewhere or other. Now, for you, what is digital transformation is nothing. You think anything digitized is digital transformation? Then, my friend, that is not the correct thing. Digital
Mhm.
transformation is overall encompassing that a cultural transformation, a business transformation,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
All those transformation together, combined together to bring a digital transformation. It is not digitizing the products.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is digitization, right?
Correct.
Where digital transformation is everything. So currently, actually, every sector we are talking about is into digital. We talk about real estate, digital transformation is happening. think about, you will find out. Just simple one concept. Think about, do you have customer service division, which is customer care, handling customer complaints? Something will be there in your sector. Again, that is a part of within the ITIL framework is there. Service desk is available, incident management is available. So somewhere or the other, we will have people who are, yeah, you might to come and say, okay, in the hospital sector, for example, right? We have digital transformation. We have, can we use ITIL? Yes, we can use. Database servers are there. So records are being managed. Calls are being managed. The doctor flow, the operation schedules and everything is being managed. Somewhere somebody is managing that, right? So that is how this ITIL framework fits in. Yeah.
Got it. All right. So I think we'll take the next couple of questions around, someone's domain. So tc.right, that's the email ID. They've got a CE certification from EC Council and Simplilearn, and they're a cybersecurity consultant and they work remotely, right? So there's no work experience, but would you advise them the ITIL consulting certification that we showed a while back? So they're based out of Western Europe. Presently, I mean, they feel that
So
it's not great there.
yeah, so in our certification job pathways, there is something called cybersecurity specialist certification path. If you
Mm,
can take a note of that. So this talks about you create, deliver support, ITIL specialist, create, deliver support,
mhm,
collaborate, assure, and improve,
mhm.
and information security management. Now,
Right.
as a cybersecurity expert, you have a practice manager called information security management.
Mhm.
Okay. Then in collaborate, assure, and improve, what all the practices you are learning? You are learning about relationship management, supplier management, service level management, continual improvement management, and information security management. So you are covering all of this together. And so for a cybersecurity specialist, CDS and CAI is recommended.
Got it. Mm. So I hope that answers your question. So we can't really comment on the job market in Western Europe related to cybersecurity, but this is the advice that you can do in terms of certifying yourself in ITIL. So Ranjit has a question. I think we just answered that, but anyway, which certification is best for a business analyst, and how does it really help in day to day in their day to day work?
See, like I said, think of this as a, Ranjit, as a thing is, you are doing this certification to show the external world about your expertise on the subject you are working. We will not ask you to do anything extra and try to change your career path.
Mm,
Let's say you are a business analyst. What
mm,
job role you are doing? Then write it down. And depending on the job role, now go to our certification scheme and see where it is, what you're mapping. You will clearly see some similarities coming in. That is the most easiest and appropriate. I might say, okay, Ranjit, come and do all of this certification. May not be, that might not be useful. But
yeah.
what can be helpful for you, Ranjit, is just drop down, okay, I do this on a day-to-day basis, I do all of these tasks. Now you can go to on our website and see, okay, these are the certifications on ITIL which is available. These are the practice manager certification. I'll ask you to first focus on the practice manager certification. And
Mm,
there you can see, okay, these are the certifications, which is mapping to my job role. Yeah, this one. Here
yes.
are the practice manager certifications. Now, which is mapping to my job role, what I'm doing currently, and take an expertise on that. That will help you grow, Ranjit. There is one question I think which you missed, which talks about ITIL strategist. Somebody wants
Yeah.
to want to become ITIL 4 strategist directly. Do
Yes.
the foundation is the base requirement for all.
Mm,
Either you are an ITIL 4 foundation certified or you are an ITIL V3 foundation certified. Any one of this will hold true. But yes, foundation is mandated. You need to complete foundation before going for the higher level certification, whether it is practice manager, managing professional, or strategic leadership designations, any certifications, foundation is the must.
got it. Okay, great. So Wasim, we won't be able to directly do that, but you could check out simplylearn.com and head to, both the pages and understand the difference. I don't think this is the right session to compare two kinds of certifications. But if you do want to understand what ITIL offers, I think we pretty much covered that through the session and also through the questions that we answered. If there are more questions, please leave them on the chat. We'd love to take them right now. And also a question for you learners is, what is exactly stopping you guys from pursuing, or what do you think is your blocker from pursuing an ITIL certification or eventually a career path in this domain, right? In IT service management. So I'm just going to launch a very quick poll asking you this question. And your reason can be anything. It can be that you are not able to upskill, you're not able to find the right course, or you don't have the time, or you don't know how to leverage your skills, you don't have the right strategy to do that, or you really don't know to apply these skills practically, right? So your reason can be anything. Just quickly let us know on the chat. We have another question. So, Tech Masters program is entirely different. I think you're talking about, so the Tech Masters of Masters is mostly around people who are software developers, who are into software development, whereas ITIL is slightly different, and also CEH is slightly different. So you're looking at different programs, actually. If you can help me with your name. The agenda for today is to help you understand what exactly, a certification in ITIL, what your options are, how you can build your portfolio in this domain is what we discussed, right? So I don't think we are comparing the right courses here to say whether one is better than the other. So the Tech Masters of Masters program prepares you for software development roles, and of course, CEH in the ethical hacking field and ITIL in the IT service management domain. So we're looking at different domains here. Wasim, how do you take up ITIL Foundation? We'll help you with that towards the end of the webinar as well. A lot of you may be interested in starting from scratch and understanding, how to take up the foundation certification. We'll take you through the steps in a while. Yeah. Okay. Great. So I'm just going to share these results and let's address the question about, or the concern that people have about practical exposure. So one question that a lot of learners may have is, yeah, okay, fine. I have now, sir, I'm certified here, and I have kind of understood what I should do, what rules I should follow. But how does one really apply what they've learned uh, practically? How does that come in, and how do they demonstrate this skill to a potential employer? What would your advice be for someone like that?
I'll not take anybody else's example. I'll take my own example, right?
Yeah.
Um, I have been a project manager since the fourth year of my career. Yes, I was a
Wow.
technical manager and then I become a project manager, but I never took a certification, right? Per se, saying that, okay, what is the need? And because of my job hours, I couldn't take the certification.
Mhm.
But then once I sat in a certification training and understood, oh, I was missing this. I was not handling the risks properly.
Mhm. Mhm.
Oh, I never knew that communication was such an important aspect in a project management certification. And by the way, for everyone here, so communication is one of the largest contributor to unsuccessful projects in the world.
Yes.
A bad communication is one of the largest contributors. So these were like eye openings for me. Now I am certified, right? I have completed my Prince 2 certification. But yes, these were the learning phases. Even if I have working in, my boss was happy, like I said, my customers are happy, I'm doing a good job. But I might be missing on some important aspects which the people globally know that. Certification can help you recognize that lacuna, that recognize the gaps in your level of understanding, right? So, and now, once you're certified, now you come back and apply the same thing and you will see the results yourself. you will see the improvement resources, use of resources, optimizing resources. I'm a better handler now. I create my registers neatly. I know what to do, the assignments, whom to assign. I have my documented marks, everything properly. I maintain my archives properly. I learned those things and now I'm maintaining them. So what I'm trying to say is, first, I was not doing that. I was working good. Everyone was happy. I was happy. When I went through the certifications, I found, okay, there are some good practices I am not following. And I started doing that, and that improved my working environment. I
Mm.
think that will answer the question.
Yeah. I think it's more about taking the learnings, internalizing them, and then applying uh, to one's job role. Right. Got it.
Sure.
So I know we have another question. I'll just take that, and then we will talk about how exactly this certification, the ITIL for foundation certification training that Simplilearn offers, how does this bridge the gap, and what exactly you will be learning so that sets you up for growing further in the domain, right? So we'll come to this. To answer your question, TC, right? I'm not sure what your name is. Remember that the Tech Masters of Masters program is for you to get started in the software development domain. So our learner support was right there. And I'm not sure how the IT qualification that you have now is going to help you fetch exactly a software development job. So that's my straightforward answer to your question. Now, if you're looking for again, I'm not sure if it's the right approach or strategy to follow. If you're looking for this certification as a means to get an entry level job, so I'm not sure if that's going to work. But Satya, you could just address this question or maybe correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure if this certification is like a gateway to an entry level job in the IT domain. So that's their question.
Yeah, see, yes, it might help you, I'll say. A lot of organizations, big 100 Fortune 100 companies, what they do, once you are onboarded, they take you through their induction program, and ITIL is one of the component in their induction program. Now, if you are certified and you say, hey, I'm certified on this subject, the employer might be happy and might intake you. You will find that, right? And we showed you on the screen for the job portal, which talks about 0 to 2 years. If you bring it out to 0 to 1 year experience, also you will have like 8,000 plus jobs there, right? So it is available. You do a research, you will find it. Doing certification, see, saying that okay, I did the certification, I should get the job, always may not be possible because the skill set required by various organizations vary from organizations to organization. But yes, it might enable your chances better than others who are approaching the organizations, who are sitting with you for the interview, because you are certified, you have taken one step further.
Yes. Yes. So I hope that addresses your question, and I hope you find your answer uh, through whatever you're pursuing here. And it's great that you are committed to upskilling. Now, just some highlights about this certification training, right? So you've got quizzes, industry cases, mock tests, simulation assessments that will prepare you for this exam. And you also have got access to official content from PeopleCert, right? So this course curriculum is accredited by PeopleCert, and you get lifetime access to all the recording and the self-learning content. Okay. Now, apart from this, you should just know this, that the course fee that you will be paying includes the examination fee for the ITIL-4 foundation, and there's also something known as the exam pass guarantee, right? So that means we assure you that with this training, you will be getting success in this exam. Otherwise, you get your money back. Yes. So we'll talk more about the enrollment steps and how you can, about the course fee in a while. But what you will exactly understand through this foundation training is what Satya explained at the beginning of the session. So the key concepts of ITIL, what the process models are, how you can improve customer experience, and the best practices, how you can understand service level management and improve the efficiency of service management, right? So this is exactly what you are going to learn through this particular course. Okay. Now, let us also understand just a bit about what the course offers in terms of curriculum. So Satya, if you could just help the learners understand, what the certification training offers and how it exactly helps them in their journey.
Sure. See, whatever we have discussed till now, if you do a recap of what I said
Yeah.
about ITIL and everything, you'll find each of this a part of the ITIL 4 foundations.
Mm.
Remember, ITIL foundation is just the entry level certification. It gives an overview, right? So you will know about service management. You will know about the four dimensions of service management, the value system, this value chain in the system, the stakeholders, who are your stakeholders, and all those details will be available. The management practices, we talked about management practices in detail, but before that, you will know a bit overview of the management practices. You can
Yes.
see upon now opening up, and you can see all those management practices here. So every bit will be touched upon here to make you understand what is an IT service management, what it talks about.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So apart from that, you also get online video lectures, and remember, this access remains with you lifelong. And so this is available to you on a portal. So once you are enrolled, you are given access to a learning portal where you can access content, also get access to the simulation assessments and the mock tests there. You also get access to our 24/7 learner support. Yeah. So all of that happens in on your own platform where you have your own credentials. And let's say you are interested in understanding the curriculum a bit more. You would like to understand that a bit more in depth. Maybe you could download syllabus here and just quickly give your email ID. It will just give the PDF format to your email, and then you could take a look at the course content. Yeah. So just a quick thing before we head to the enrollment steps is that you can see that we also have cohorts here on weekends and on weekdays. So if you're someone who wishes that, okay, I think the weekdays work better for me, then you've got weekday cohorts. Let's say you feel, no, I think weekends work the best, then you've got weekend cohorts as well. And all these advisors, the trainers that you have, are people who are practitioners in the domain. So they're not people who are only teaching, but also practicing all the content that they're teaching you is actually in practice, and they're implementing it in their day-to-day work. So you can also check out their profiles on the link that I sent you. Okay, now coming back to the cohorts here, now what you will also be able to find the trainer details here, and also the class calendar. In case you are really interested in choosing a specific cohort, when you are actually reached out by a learning advisor, make sure you tell them that this is the cohort that you would want to enroll in. Okay, so of course, the next cohort is coming up in the next 3 days, but let's say you are still not ready, you would like to take some more time, and you can still do that. But something happens and you enroll in the upcoming cohort, and something happens, something at work comes up, you can have this cohort changed, in the next 90 days, within the first 90 days of your enrollment. Okay, so you can see the course fees on your screen right here. Now, there are two ways in which you can actually take up this certification training. One is the pure self-paced learning model, where you are just given content and you're learning from videos and PDF lessons. But let's say you want live sessions, then your fee is this, the 31,250, but this is after a 40% discount. Okay, so let's say you are interested in enrolling in this particular program and would want to talk to a learning advisor before you do that. Maybe you could select a yes on the poll that I'm about to launch. Now, when you select a yes, it means that you are interested in knowing more about the course and interested in understanding your journey ahead, just an extension of what Satya mentioned here. So let's say you want to do that, you select a yes, otherwise you select a no. Okay, right? So I've just also left the link to the course page there. So you could check out all these details that are there along with some learner reviews. Okay. Yeah, yeah, great. So let me see if there are any more questions here. Okay, so what you can do, tc.right, is head to the course page, just click on live chat and enter your query there, and someone will contact you. If you are based out of Western Europe, then you might receive a call tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow in the morning. Uh, you should be able to get a call from someone. Okay, but make sure that you use the live chat feature here, or click a yes on the poll, either, anything that is easier or simpler for you. So we only handle questions related to webinars, so my email ID wouldn't be relevant. So hence I'm not giving you our email ID here. Yeah. Okay. Great. So let's see if we have more questions. Yeah, I think one question that this learner has is this certification standalone enough, or should he or she upskill and do more in terms of learning? So I think that's their question. So any advice for them, Satya?
Learning is always a part of the life, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, means even if you are 40, 50 years old, you will still have some kind of learnings to happen. So my
yes,
suggestion here will be, and this will be a personal as a friend, will be don't stop your learning, right? Whenever you have time, learn and grow yourself, because those can be very important part of the part of your career, where if you choose it and do it at the right time, may help you in the future.
yeah, absolutely. So I think that answers or clarifies your concern as well. So I hope that your job search and then your upskilling journey becomes successful, and then you eventually find your dream role, basically. Okay, if there are any more questions, we are ready to take. Otherwise, we'll just head on and collect your feedback for the session. So let us know how you liked it. I'm just waiting for a few more seconds. People on YouTube, if you have questions, please make sure you post them here. I've switched off the chat box. There was a lot of distraction happening there, so I had to kind of close it down. If you do have questions, please use the Q&A box. Okay. I think we're done. I'm also closing down the poll, which collects your interest in the program. If you're still interested, you can head to the course page and do the exact same process. Just drop your information and someone will contact you. Okay. So do not worry if you didn't select a yes. It's the same thing. Someone from Simplilearn would definitely reach out to you. Now give us a rating and let us know how you liked the session, and what you would like us to do next or better in terms of ITIL certifications or anything else that you would want to share. Please make sure you give your ratings there. And yes, we do take the feedback seriously. Just make sure you enter an honest feedback. Yeah. Okay. Anyone else? Let's see. No more questions, I guess. But it was great hosting you, Satya, and also listening to your advice on different career paths. Definitely enlightening for learners. And I'm sure, I also had something to learn today about the IT service management domain. It was great listening to you. Someone has a question. Oh, okay. So she or he has another question around, is AWS better than ITIL? I'm not sure.
Both are different, my friend.
Yeah.
Both are different. AWS is much more technology specific, or probably I'll say the platform specific, whereas ITIL is a framework. Even if you are within AWS, you will use ITIL frameworks if you want to put it in that way. If you remember my slide, it talks about ITIL is organization agnostic, technology agnostic. It can fit into any organization.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
AWS is an organization which has a platform, which has its own technology, and that's why. So it is both are different things.
Exactly. So just going back to the first slide that we saw is about ITIL being organization and technology agnostic, right? Okay. So now that you guys are also giving us feedback, let us just quickly understand more about the PeopleCert membership. So Satya, would you like to take them through the how the membership really helps and how it helps actually get clarity on what they can do next in terms of upskilling or in terms of their career pathways? So would you like to take them through this as well before we close?
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. So
yeah.
I'll take a couple of minutes here, and the reason for bringing PeopleCert membership here is, see, many of us in our day-to-day life affairs, we don't tend to remember or don't tend to learn newer things which are happening. What is happening in the neighboring world? Are the organization doing, right? So PeopleCert membership is actually one such platform which gives you an access to a lot of things. One, if you see on the top, it is mentioned practice guides. 19 practice guides are available. The ebooks are available here. Now, what are these practice guides? You are uncertain about what is to be done, what is you can go without participating in a training, buy the membership from Simplilearn, and then go through the practice guides, see each of them, go through the more books, and then okay, you decide, okay, this is what I is required, because this now gives me a detail of about what I am doing, I can improve on this, and then contact Simplilearn and go through the training and the examinations. Membership is not examination. Membership is to give you an access to PeopleCert resources. We have DevOps playbook, DevOps content is available. We have Prince 2 case studies, templates, research papers, case studies where organizations have told how they have implemented the framework and how it had helped them. For example, last year we released a case study with Wipro, one of the largest multinational company in the IT service domain, how ITL framework helped them optimize the resources during the COVID time, and they were able to reduce that. They did a research and have presented the case study. It will be a good thing for you, because now somebody told me, right, what are the practical aspects of certification? Somebody you were trying to learn that. These case studies can help you. These reports can help you. Okay, these are the practical aspects, and you can try to implement that in your organizations. If others have done, if the leaders have done, why can't we? Right? Other than that, PeopleCert also executes master series, master classes. Who are PeopleCert members, they will get access to free master classes. Now, master classes are also around the buzzword of AI. What is AI doing? How is AI related to ITIL? How is AI related to project management? What is happening, right? We did something PeopleCert Plus will be launching an AI course also now within for the members. They can go through the course and collect a certificate. So all that will be coming. So that's why my recommendation is, if you are undecided or you want to do that, purchase a membership and then see. Membership also will give you an access to something called Take Two. Let's say you are going for an ITIL foundation exam. You are not confident that you will clear the first attempt. If you buy a membership, it will give you an insurance that, or if you fail the first attempt, automatically the second attempt, PeopleCert will give it to you free of charge. So that is how the membership is giving you. Membership will also give you access to mock examinations, digital badges. If you want to display, I am certified, and I need to show Prince 2 badge on my LinkedIn, so I can buy a membership for that. And a digital badge, people said, will give you access to the digital badges. You will have an access to learning, all those articles, case studies. So a lot of resources, lots and lots of resources are available. That's why I brought this membership here, because we are talking about careers, we are talking about pathways. Learning is an important aspect of that.
Mhm. Got it. Uh, Understood. Right. So how does one really explore this and understand this more in detail beyond the text? So should I share the PeopleCert website, the link to that?
A membership will be available with your team, Aparna. Just to check and you can share them. Membership is available from PeopleCert website also. Membership can be bought from Simplilearn also. Anybody can come to Simplilearn and buy the memberships. It is
Oh,
available off the shelf. It is
okay,
a standalone product like ITIL Foundation.
right.
It is a standalone product. It can be purchased.
Understood. All right, all right.
And it
Thank
is an annual, it is a 12-month period. So it is an annual membership.
you.
And any certification, anything you want to do, you can take through the membership, you can do that. It is not a mandated thing. So even
Yeah.
if you are taking ITIL Foundation examination with us, you are not bounded by membership. You
Yes.
get an essential membership so that you can see, schedule your examination, you can go through the details, you will get an essential membership. But if
Yeah.
you take the plus membership, you get the additional advantage. Yes.
Yeah, so this was the link that Satya was talking about. Of course, this is also available on the PeopleCert website, but I just thought I'd share the link with you guys on this as well. So I mean, the fee is in euros, but you can convert it to Indian rupee or wherever you are. I've shared the link to the PeopleCert membership. You can explore and understand all that Satya mentioned, how the benefits really are, what the benefits really are. And just explore this membership as well before even you consider the certifications. Yeah, so you can certainly do that. And with that, I think we've also collected feedback. We're also done with rating. It was great hosting and letting you learners ask questions, and also seeing a lot of enthusiastic learners trying to understand what their upskilling options can be. Let's see if we have a few last questions. Not really. Okay, great. So let me now collect your names for the webinar certificate. Please make sure you do this if you are here for, if you really wanted to gain a certificate out of the webinar. Just make sure you enter your name and share it on your social network if you would want to. So you can probably share it on social network and let your friends, family know that you actually attended this webinar. Yeah. All right. Great. So we'll just keep the poll live for a few more minutes, and I'll also let you guys explore the membership here, the PeopleCert Plus membership. Okay, please kind of, you can open the link and then you can check it out yourself as well. Yeah. Some basic questions on how exactly this helps, why or how you can join as a new member, and of course, the different certifications. Okay, great. Great, amazing. Let's see if we've collected names. Yeah, another 20 of you left. If not entered your names, just make sure you do that. And if you've got questions on our upcoming webinars, please make sure to email us on webinars@simplilearn.net. And we've also got a WhatsApp community where you can receive these alerts as well. Let's say you want to know about our upcoming webinars, not just limited to tech or the IT service management domain. If you are interested in the other domains, just exploring and trying to understand what really happens, you can check out our webinars as well. Let me share the link with you in a while you enter your names. Okay. There you go. I've also pasted the link to the WhatsApp community. Great. So I think that's about it. All of you have entered your names, looks like. Please make sure you save these links that I've shared on the chat box. That includes the course page, the PeopleCert Plus membership, and also information about our upcoming webinars in the WhatsApp community. Great. Thank you so much, everyone, also including people on YouTube for joining. It was great hosting you guys. And thank you, Satya, once again for your time. It was great hosting you as well and listening to your advice. So any final thoughts you have for our learners before we close?
No, thank you everyone, Aparna, and thank you learners for having the patience and hearing me. I know we stretched ourselves a little bit, but it was good interacting with you. And do uh, consider yourself to go avail this opportunity, going through the subjects well, because somewhere or the other this will help you in your career path. And the reason we brought this webinar today was to give you a guidance and show you some things which can help you bridge your career paths. Right, you might be doing good, right? We want to do best, and
Yeah.
to do best, this bridging is required. That's the reason. All the best, all everyone, and stay
Thank you.
good.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Satya. Thank you. Thank you, learners. All the best to you as well. And looking forward to seeing some of you guys